All right. Hi, Brendan.
Daniel, g'day. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I was hoping you could kick us off today by sort of telling us a little bit about how important travel advisors are to you and to Tour Radar and to the travel industry as a whole.
Yeah, great. It's a question we get a lot at Tour Radar. Obviously people look at the Tour Radar marketplace and sort of see it as competition, but it's absolutely the opposite of that. The way that I talk to everyone when they ask me about the industries, I talk about it as an ecosystem, and we all have parts to play in there. And travel advisors are a crucial element of this whole organized adventure ecosystem that we see ourselves playing in. I think they have a really important part to play in growing the awareness of organized adventures. And I'm an absolute advocate for this style of travel, right? I think it's a wonderful way for people to experience the world, whatever adventure means to them, whether it's, I've just come back from a 6-day remote wilderness hike myself. But some people, an adventure might be a coach tour through Italy or whatever, everything in between. Adventure is a very personal thing, but people are time poor, right? And I think they see travel advisors, and rightly so, as someone that can be that conduit to an amazing adventure for them and help them to plan their time away to make the most of it. And I think that people using travel advisors to help make that planning for them, but also going on organized adventures where these incredible itineraries, they can tap into not just the customers, but the advisors themselves, tapping into the knowledge of all these local experts, the tour operators, their operations teams, and all of the guides that sit there. It's a wonderful ecosystem how it all comes together. So travel advisors play an absolutely crucial role in helping people to experience the world.
And it is great to hear you say that. I know we hear that from a lot of suppliers and a lot of tour operators, but it is nice to hear a company as unique as Tour Radar tell us that. I know there's a lot of talk about on the advisor side about improving relationships with some suppliers. I spoke to a lot of advisors who have significantly close relationships with the suppliers who are able to do so for their clients. I'm curious from where you sit. I mean, what's the biggest mistake that some of your advisor partners make when it comes to communicating or working with Tour Radar?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's mistakes out there. We're all on a learning journey together, and we're here to support each other. People are always going to get questions that they've never had before or that they need solutions for. I mean, something to avoid, I guess, is trying to find a one-stop solution for everybody. And you're right, of course, advisors have got wonderful relationships with some of their key partners, but there's a whole world of other supply and operators out there that they can be tapping into. And I think we talked about time before, and I think one of the mistakes that people make is not valuing and understanding the cost of their own time. And so travel advisors, they play a really crucial part in helping customers plan their itinerary. But do advisors really understand where their time goes? And so we bring technology to the table. And so we see advisors spending their time on creating PDFs or Word document itineraries and going back and forth in emails and using cumbersome charging processes, bank transfers, or however it might be. And that's not their strength. Travel advisors' strength is their absolute knowledge and passion for how they communicate with their customers and exposing the world to them. Our strength's technology and bringing solutions that can respect the time of those advisors so that when they use our suite of tools, they can automatically create tour detail pages that they can send to their customers that have got bookable links in them. They can automate all of these processes. They can really help themselves by respecting their own time and going, you know what, technology is not my forte. I'm going to use a partner that helps me to really streamline the work I do, and it's going to help me scale my business. And I think so that's one of the things where it's, I don't say it's a mistake, but it's a learning, right? To understand how your business works and what's your comparative advantage. Where do you spend your time and what do you outsource to a company like us to bring technology to the equation? And I think the second part of it is understanding the absolute breadth of organized adventures that exist out there. Tour Radar, we can't escape it. The word tours in the name, and sometimes people have a connotation around tours, but the number of different organized adventures I've been on coach tours, I've been on hiking tours, I've cycled, I've kayaked. There's a plethora of opportunities out there, but it's not just set departure stuff. Something like 15% of all of the bookings that come through the Tour Radar marketplace are private and custom built itineraries. Now there's 2,500 operators listed on the Tour Radar platform. We use all of our technology to help and to showcase to advisors who are those that respond the best, who are those that have got the best conversion rates, who are those that have got the best reviews from all of their partners. A lot of those operators, and we show it on the site, they can custom build itineraries based on the details from an advisor's customers, right? And so again, coming back to that time, we've got an ask a question feature on the site that people can be clicking in and connecting with these suppliers that we vet to actually build all of these amazing adventures. So instead of pulling together hotels and car hire and all the different pieces for an advisor to package together something, it exists. There's this amazing group of operators all over the world that we've gone to the trouble of contracting and putting our technology over the top of. It's all there, right? And I think that there are ways that advisors, can really upskill themselves and expand the number of options that they can put in front of their customers. And they might find themselves going from booking one big tour a year to actually being able to provide 4 or 5 opportunities throughout a year for different types of adventures for their customers.
I mean, Brendan, you mentioned all the tours you've taken, all the kind of different activities you've done. I'm curious. I mean, you mentioned cycling. What's your favorite destination if you had to choose, if you were going to go cycle somewhere foreign, somewhere not local to you?
Yeah, I mean, you grow up watching the Tour de France, I'm sure, plenty of people in America know it. I spent some time, and you'll have to excuse my pronunciation, in a little town called Bourges-d'Oisans, which is at the bottom of Alpe d'Huez, that famous climb, and cycled around some of those places, the Galibier, Col de la Croix de Fer, those sorts of places. But I mean, our CEO at Tour Radar, one of the adventures that he evangelizes the most was an e-mountain biking tour he did through the Italian Dolomites. I mean, if you've ever seen even pictures of the Dolomite peaks, it's what a beautiful location. And so to change your perception of a tour to actually an organized adventure that's like, yeah, I can actually, an advisor can access all of that inventory and the operators through the Tour Radar platform using one single interface, all of those bookings in the one place. They can unlock all of this sort of these opportunities and all, like I said before, they go from having one selling opportunity a year to actually quite a number throughout the course of the year. So France, Italy, mate, I'm tossing a coin as to which one I'm visiting next with my bicycle in tow, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know a lot of these niches that a lot of advisors will have as part of their business are great for repeat clients. So I thought it'd be interesting to
exactly yeah
make note of that. But Brendan, I know we're running running out of time a little bit. I'm curious if you could tell us any other best practices you want to mention from travel advisors, and then tell us a little bit about what else is going on with Tour Radar.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we send out regular newsletters to the advisors that have signed up to the Tour Radar platform. We've got a Facebook group that they can join, and we're often shouting out about promotions that are running in there. We run webinars where we introduce new operators, new destinations, and we talk about the promotions that are being run, which are accessible to all of those advisors. So that's great best practice stuff for them to see what's going on through the Tour Radar platform and to really to utilize the system well. What I'd say is register. It's free to register on the platform. You enter in all of your company details that comes through our team. But remember to sign in when you come to the platform, because when they don't sign in, they're missing some of the advisor specific content that we build in that we don't show to our customers. So if they log in while they're browsing and looking for opportunities for their customers, that's a great best practice. And keep an eye out. We use a traveler's choice system where we rate operators. There's platinum, gold, and silver, and we highlight those operators so that advisors can see those ones that we know because they've booked, being booked so many times by customers on the Tour Radar marketplace. We see those operators respond quickly, they have great reviews, and they're a pleasure for us to work with. And so we're happy to sort of be that handshake that passes the recommendation from our knowledge with our customers onto advisors to share with their customers. So, I mean, you ask where Tour Radar is going next. I mentioned the word ecosystem at the start, and we consider Tour Radar as an adventure booking platform. It's this one-stop shop. Whether you're an advisor, a customer, or for tour operators, we bring technology to play, and we're continually rolling out new tools that can be used all of the time to help people not just find the best adventure for them, but to streamline their businesses through the technology. And that's the strength that we're bringing to this ecosystem. The more that we all work together and leverage each other's knowledge and strengths, the more that all boats rises. Because as I'm sure you can hear, I'm huge advocate for organized adventures, and the more that we get the word out there about the breadth of opportunity that exists, the more customers are going to be out there. You're really having these life enriching experiences. So more of it, I'd say.
Yeah, well, Brendan, I know you've been traveling. I know we're a pretty big time difference right now. I just want to thank you for your time and for joining me today.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Great to chat with you, Daniel.